Hi everyone, and welcome back to your reading comprehension lesson. Today we are going to do level 1, lesson 10, and I'm excited to get started and see what our story for today is. Now, before we get started, remember to get your copy of the book so that you can use the book along with my lessons, and you can do all of the extra exercises to help improve your writing and your vocabulary skills. Now, here is the picture for today's story. That's pretty cool. It's a castle. Looks like it's on a lake or something. This should be interesting. Now, before we get started with any reading comprehension questions, you always have to look at the questions before you do the story. It's backwards the other way. So let's take a look at our questions. What is this story about? How many people lived in the castle? How did Bonnie spend her day? Who did Bonnie like to talk to? Who wanted to be Bonnie's friends? And number 6, why did the sea witches offer to be her friends? Okay, so now let's take our time. Let's take some time and read the stories. Here we go. Once upon a time, there was a large castle. A princess named Bonnie lived in the castle. Bonnie was all alone there. There were not even any servants. Her only companions were the dolphins who swam around the castle. Every day, Bonnie would read books, paint pictures, and clean the castle. Her favorite part of the day was when she went and talked to the dolphins. She told them all of her secrets and her dreams. One day, Bonnie was so sad she was alone. She went out to talk to her dolphins. She was sad because they couldn't talk back to her. Just as Bonnie was going to go back inside, she heard voices saying, "Come in the water. We will be your friends." When Bonnie turned around, she saw people in the water. She jumped in, but quickly learned the people in the water were sea witches. They were going to pull Bonnie so far underwater, she would drown. Luckily, her dolphin friends saw Bonnie was in trouble. They fought off the sea witches, and Bonnie swam up. Bonnie never complained about being lonely again because her dolphin friends were so wonderful. That's kind of a happy ending, right? Kind of a sad story, though. She's all by herself. Oof. Let's take a look at the questions. So number 1, what is this story about? Well, this story was about someone named Bonnie who lived in a castle all alone, and she talked to dolphins. So that's what our answer is. This story is about Bonnie and her life alone in the castle. Sounds pretty sad. Let's look at number 2. How many people lived in the castle? Well, lived in the castle is our key word, right? So how many of these people live there? Let's take a look at the story. Well, Bonnie was alone there. That means by herself. That means one, just her. So let's answer the question. How many people lived in the castle? Bonnie lived alone in the castle. It's kind of sad. Just by herself all the time. So let's look at number 3. How did Bonnie spend her day? So spend her day, what does that mean? That means, what did she do all day, right? Spend her time, spend her day. Let's look in the story and see if we can find that information. Every day, Bonnie would read books, paint pictures, and clean the castle. Her favorite part of the day was when she went and talked to the dolphins. Let's see if we can put this all in an answer. How did Bonnie spend her day? Well, every day she read books, painted pictures. See, we changed the tense to match the question. Painted pictures, cleaned the castle, and talked to the dolphins. It's very important that when we take the answer from the story, the tense, the time, matches the question. Otherwise, you're just copying. Very important trick there. Number 4, who did Bonnie like to talk to? Well, she's alone. Let's look in the story. Her favorite part of the day was when she went and talked to the dolphins. Well, it was in the last answer too, so I had to look confused, like I was thinking. Now, who did Bonnie like to talk to? She liked to talk to the dolphins because she couldn't talk to anyone else, right? She's all by herself. Very sad. Number 5. Who wanted to be Bonnie's friends? Well, now we know she's alone. We have to look in the story to find out this friend thing. Who are these people? Let's take a look. She heard voices saying, "Come in the water. We will be your friends." When Bonnie turned around, she saw people in the water. She jumped in, but quickly learned the people in the water were sea witches. Wow, she's really desperate for friends. She just said, "Oh, okay," and jumped in the water. Crazy. Now, who wanted to be Bonnie's friends? Sea witches wanted to be Bonnie's friends. Take the question and make it part of the answer. That way it's always right. Yeah. And the last question. Why did the sea witches offer to be her friends? We have to think about this one a little bit, right? Anytime it's a why question, we have to give a reason. So let's take a look and see what information is in the story, and then see what we have to add to it to make it a full answer. They were going to pull Bonnie so far underwater she would drown. Okay. Now, does that give you all of the answer? Why did the sea witches want to be her friend? Why did they offer to be her friend? Well, we know in the story that they wanted to drown her, but it doesn't say why. We have to think, what are sea witches? Are they nice? They can't be nice. They wanted to drown her. So, sea witches must be bad, right? They must be evil. So, why did the sea witches offer to be her friends? They wanted to drown Bonnie from the story. Maybe, so this is the why, maybe because they were evil. They are evil. Yeah. We have to assume, we have to guess that they're evil if they're trying to kill her. There we go. That's our story. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. It felt like it was fast today. But sometimes these stories are quick. And I'll see you for our next lesson. Bye.